What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the SNS show. If you do enjoy, please do hit the like, share, and subscribe. All the interaction helps us out. Comment below if you want to interact with us, of course. Diving in today, we're going to be hitting the Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia preview.
Let's go.
The 5-0 Eagles will be hosting the 4-1 Cowboys. We do not know as of today whether they will be led by Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott. However, at the end of the game, I believe Sunday night, we will have a nice, clear picture in the NFC.
Oh, for sure, man. It got to be Cooper Rush, right? You know what I mean? I don't think you put a Dak out there this week. If he's not 100%, just go ahead and rest up. And then if you kind of look at it after this fact, I know we're talking about Philly, but I believe we got the Lions and the Bears, man. I'm almost comfortable rolling him into the bye week. Coming back out against the Packers, man, we'll be, we're right where we want to be. But, man, listen, big game, big week, man, and just going to go ahead and set the stage for the rest of the season, man. Everybody kind of just on the Eagles hype train. They want to see how good they look. They want to see how good this Cowboys team is, man. I think it's going to be a good game, man. I think it's going to come down to a number of things. Obviously, we'll touch on them, but I'm just kind of just getting everything started. When you look at this Eagles team, like, what are some things that jump off the page to you, and where do you think we could be most effective in this game?
Before we even switch to that gear, I do want to talk about Dak's return. I'm cool with Dak coming back against Philly. I think we could use him. But as you said, I don't want Dak if we're not sure he's 100%. I don't want him at 90, 95. No, and I think if we can get Cooper Rush out there, I'm very interested in that against a fairly healthy Eagles team. We have a lot of injuries on this roster. We just got Kurtz back. We just got Gallup back. We're without Smith, without Dak. James Washington is out. Like, we have quite a few significant missing pieces at the moment. And if we can go to Philadelphia with Cooper Rush and put up a fight, not even win. Of course, I hope we win. But I think with Cooper Rush, we can see what we need to improve on before Dak's return. I think bringing Dak back will.
I know what we need to improve on. It's the quarterback position.
No, of course. But I'm saying outside of that, I wonder what we can highlight as far as what needs to be fixed up on this team. I think we're a piece away from perfecting this thing. And I tweeted out a survey over the weekend and asked, should we be looking into free agency or a midseason trade?
Oh, you mean making an addition? Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Like what's the missing piece? I want to use this game minus Cooper Rush to see what we are missing. Like, what is out there to fix this for us?
To be truthful, if in the grand scheme of things, how I'm looking at it, it's still two positions if I was to look out there to upgrade. Matter of fact, three. You know what I mean? And the third position only depends on the plan moving forward. And if that's set in stone, then this is something I would like to see. But the first thing that stands out to me is obviously I think another linebacker could help. If the right guy's out there, why not? I think the wide receiver position, if you can go out there and, like, let's say a DJ Moore or just somebody that can come in and actually, like, fill in along with this group and fit in, I think another receiver could help. And then the third position, strictly based off of if you're going to leave Tyler Smith over at left tackle, then I think at some point we need to address this left guard position. Connor McGovern, he hasn't looked good. And to be truthful, if we're being honest, Peters, he hasn't looked all that well over there either. Foniak, you know what I mean? So I don't want that position to come back and bite us at some point later in the season. But I think if it was anything, you know what I mean? Unless we get like a perennial star or a blue chip player like a Quentin Williams, which I'm all for, I think in the long term, addressing one of those positions could go ahead and set us for a nice playoff run.
I think too, we'll get to the game here in a second. Looking around the league though, like, our offensive line today is still better than, I'd say, half the lines in the league. With Martin, Steele, Smith, like, we still have a solid line. It's just not what it once was, like 5-6 years ago. And it may never be again. So we'll have to wait and see. Moving on to this matchup though, key matchup of mine is going to be Tyler Smith versus whoever they put in front of him on that defensive line. I want to see how he can do against a premier pass rush.
Yeah.
We saw what happened last week, but Aaron Donald is a total outlier. I don't know. I guess I'm just really interested to see what he can do against a division rival.
Like, my opinion on this, I'm not sure if you agree or not, but I'm not scared of none of their pass rushers, man. Like, we've seen Shaquille Barrett, week one. We've seen Trey Hendricks. we've seen the Aaron Donald already. I think Tyler Smith will be okay with there over there. You know what I mean? And then on the right side of the offensive line, we have yet to allow a sack this year. So going into this, yes, I'm more concerned with the guys inside. Can Conor McGovern hold his own? Tyler Biadasz, like, will they hold up? You know what I mean? I think about the Washington game when he was dealing with those big boys up front. But as far as the edges, like, Hassan Reddick and I believe they got Brandon, I'm not too concerned with that. I think we'll hold up well. We've seen a nice mix of rushers so far. I think we'll be good on the offensive line this week, for sure. That's how I feel.
No, that's promising. I like that a lot. I did watch the game, the Arizona Philly game 3 times now. Just trying to get an idea of what's going on there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a game that Arizona lost, not that Philly won. Philly, they just seem so basic on offense to me. It's this cycle that they run on repeat where it seems like they're running this short pass game, try to get you to spread out, force you into the nickel, and as soon as you get out there and nickel, they run the ball down your throat. As soon as you stack the box, they kill you with the RPO. That's when Jalen Hurts starts running around. And it just seems like this cycle. Like whatever you give them on defense, they're going to take advantage of that offensively. But I did notice the majority of the time, Jalen Hurts likes to roll right. He doesn't like rolling to his left. So pressure to his right side seems to be his problem. Pressure to the right and pressure up the middle. He cannot step up in the pocket. That's where he struggled a lot last week. And where a lot of negative plays came from. So I think, obviously, like we spied, Daniel Jones will have to do something similar, maybe with Donovan Wilson. But I do like the idea of Micah playing out on the left side of that defensive line, or dropping back as a spy himself. What jumps off the page to you?
Oh no, just I like all that you said right there. I'm hitting home right there. I think you said a great thing when you was like the Giants game, right? I think you take a lot of things from that Giants game and you can go ahead and incorporate this into this game. And I'm willing to bet Dan Quinn is he's sitting back and he's working his packages and he gets some things in order. The first thing to me, I think this week, we will be more so concerned with setting the edge to the run game on the way to the quarterback. If you remember the Giants game, we just so focused on getting to the quarterback that we kind of was opened up lanes. And I think you'll see a different game plan. I think they'll go ahead and stop the run and just make sure that, we're not doing that and just forcing Hurts to throw. Like, if you force a Hurts to throw, he would give you the opportunities. We've seen it last week. Even in the past weeks, he's, as much as you could say about what he's done, as far as passing the ball, it hasn't been all that great. And if you want to be honest, we haven't. Well, I ain't gonna say we. We'll talk about that side of the ball, but they haven't seen a defense like Dallas yet, right? And just thinking about the game plan, right? How important was it to get a Javon Curse back last week, right? That is all tight in the racer, right? So you're going to see him try to get the ball to Goddard, short, things like that, but you have a Javon Curse, right? I think you see a Donovan Wilson, we talked about the Giants game, he will be that spy. And I think you allow that to happen. I'm comfortable with, Anthony Brown, him on Devontae Smith, Diggs on A.J. Brown. I think we got the perfect matchup. And I think long as those guys are set in place, you will see D-Law and these boys, Micah, they'll pin their ass back. And if Hurts do got to drop back in that pocket, it's something I'm interested in seeing because they ain't seen a team like this. I say that.
Another thing I noticed too, I'm not sure like what the percentage was or anything, but the majority of their big plays take place outside of the hash marks. So if we can just try to keep them in between the hash marks, I think that would be a path to success defensively. We still have yet to give up 20 points in a game. So defensively, we're doing just fine. I'm curious to see if we can hold this team to around that 20-point mark. Biggest takeaway, I think, to stopping them is not leaving Goddard alone to find spots in zone. He seems to do a really good job of engaging and disengaging in a block and just going and sitting there like a veteran tight end should do, and picking up easy first down. So I think if we can keep an eye on him defensively while maintaining a spy, that will be all right against Philadelphia. Yeah. Switching over, what key points do you have for victory?
I think the main thing I want to see for us, like I'm comfortable on the defensive end, obviously, that's what we hang our hat, right? But I'm kind of interested to see how this offense will come to shake out. Like after last week, just being able to see them bounce back from the Washington game, kind of force their will in the run game. Now I'm interested to see them do this again to a beefier front. One thing I noticed when watching Philly, right? They run a lot of nickel
Mhm.
packages, and I think this would be a good game for Zeke to be physical. It'll be a lot of one-on-one opportunities versus DBs at the second level, and I think one thing that we do that can combat that is a lot of 12 personnel. You know what I mean? A lot of 12 personnel. Go ahead and get some of these tight ends on these, these DBs and safeties that they got, and see if we can get Pollard and Zeke to the second level. Now, it's the Cooper Rush situation that scares me. Like I seen the Rams run a lot of bait traps last week, which, to be honest, that's why Cooper Rush didn't pass a lot. He didn't have a lot of good looks, you know what I mean? And the times that we had good looks, it seems like he wasn't patient enough to let those plays develop because we had some big plays we could have made. But I think they would take something from that game. So we need Cooper Rush to be a little bit more patient because I think if he's just going into this game and trying to make his quick reads and trying to make the first pass available, they might just try to bait him into some bad throws, you know what I mean? But I think enforcing the run game, sticking to the run game, and like we say, man, just I want to see us take some shots, man. They in this single high with the safety all the way back. I think we'll have some a lot of chances to make some plays, especially down the seams.
I don't think Jonathan Gannon is a terrific defensive coordinator over there for Philly. Offensively,
Yeah,
they got it going. With the absence of Dak, I do like his odds better, but I think with a healthy Dak Prescott, we blow past Philly. Which is
yeah,
why, like I said before, I'm interested to see where or what we can do with Cooper Rush. But moving over to my keys to victory, I got a few here. Score
yeah,
early and often. Every
yeah.
point will matter in this game. Don't go for it when you don't have to. If you think Maher's in his range, let him kick the ball. Stay true to the run game. That is our path to victory.
Yes,
I think
sir.
there's a lot of teams in the league that should be doing this and that they haven't realized it's their path to victory. I think we're starting to realize that now. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope we don't get away from that upon Dak's return. Provide help in pass pro, like you mentioned before with Tyler Smith. We might need to slide Zeke over there to help out that side a little bit.
Yeah,
Don't be scared to take shots downfield. When you do have the time in the pocket, Cooper Rush, throw it down there and see what happens. Don't make dumb throws. Don't throw into triple coverage,
yeah,
but
yeah,
don't be
yeah,
scared
yeah,
to take your shot. I do because I do feel like he holds back a little on those deep shots. And I think he's this close to hitting one with Gallup.
yeah.
Force Philly to play from behind. If you can force Philly to pass the ball, 100% will win that game. But before I switch over to your keys to victory, we just need to keep the formula: run the ball, control the clock, maintain time of possession, and don't turn the ball over.
Yeah. Now, two things you said, and I think is very big, man. I like that you said score early and get ahead, right? Now, one thing we do know if you've paid attention to the Eagles and over this first stretch is like even to the Washington game, like they dropped like I believe it was like 24 points in the second quarter, and then second half not much nothing. Detroit, you see them get up on Detroit. Second half, Detroit was able to rally. Not much. The only game I really can recall that they was able to come, you know what I mean, come back. And I don't even think even that game, because I think it was still in the first half, was Jacksonville. They was down and came
Mm-hmm.
back, whatever. Second half, still not a lot. Arizona last week, same thing, went up 14. You see they was able to rally back and make that a close game. So I do believe if you score early and get ahead with a team that, you know what I mean, struggles in the second half of games, I think, you know what I mean, that's a recipe for us to go ahead and roll out with this thing, man. And then you combat that with the force. Well, combat that with pretty much forcing them to play from behind. Um, Forcing them to play from behind, getting out of that run game look, wanting to pass the ball, that's a recipe for disaster. I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't care who you are. You don't want to fall behind against this defense, man. The
Right.
packages, the pass rushers, like this is a formula that we can hang our hat on every week. It don't matter if you Brady, whatever, like there's something you don't want to do. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know what I mean, alone, just getting ahead, because I truly feel like this. Once we get up like 7-10, oh, everything changes. The packages changes. The game plan changes, and you got to play us a little bit different. And best believe Dan
Right.
Quinn loves that. Now, definitely continue to stay disciplined, right? The main thing I would say is just to kind of have my final thought on this. I want to force them to match our physicality, right? I want to come here early, run. But one thing I didn't see enough of last week was play action, right? Get Cooper
Right.
Rush on the center a little bit more. Let's go ahead and run the ball, but also offer them, getting them in the box, getting them into some looks, which I said they like to run a nickel high. So I think we can force them into some different looks. And once they start coming up a little bit more, I think you go ahead and you take advantage with the play action this week. And I think if we do that, I feel comfortable this week. I'm not too scared of Philly. I think it's a big test for both teams. To be honest, they haven't seen a team like this. So to be truthful, this will be a big test for us too. They have a great defense over there. All due respect to what they've done so far. I'm excited to see how it play out.
Absolutely. Before we get out of here, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. This is the SNS Show. Do you have any final words?
Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Look, man, let's go 5-1. Hey, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. You already know how it is, man. Just stay tuned. Cowboy Nation, man, let's keep it rolling. Peace.